Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerials podcast, now with the Digit Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. I cannot believe this, but this is season 5. So thanks to you. This is a thriving podcast, reaching the corners of the world, all the women out there, and I'm so excited and proud to be with you. If you haven't listened to the Artist Entrepreneur podcast, my new podcast with Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie, please check it out. It's going to be on this feed on Thursdays. We're 3 artists navigating our businesses. We have so much fun. Please check it out. It'll be in your inbox on Thursdays. And just announced September 26th to the 28th, I'll be at NECA, the New England Center for Circus Arts, for an 11-hour weekend silks immersion. So it's a retreat-esque without being a full retreat. And I'd love to see you there. It's picturesque Vermont. My flagship course, beginner to intermediate aerial silks, online for anybody in the world. And of course, Aero Rehab, which is meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aero class. I'm teaching all over the place this year. Austin, Oaxaca, Ohio, and DC this summer. And of course, NECA in the fall. Let's get started. Listen, it's this Phoebe, but I call her Pheebs now because I can't help myself. We just got back from Mexico from doing sweet retreats. And I've made more aerial family. And Pheebs is one of them. Oh. I didn't know her before this last week, and I can't believe what my life was like before I knew her. No.
Oh my God.
I don't even know. Okay, Phoebe, introduce yourself, where you're from, a little bit about your family, and then we'll jump into the story, epic story from last week.
Well, I have to first say why this is Kismet, because you are like the reason I am, and if I could even call myself an aerialist, like you are the reason, Carrie. Like,
wait, how is that even true?
No, it's true because I touched my first silk. I popped my silk cherry in Boston like 2 years ago because my partner was in Boston for an internship. And so I took this one recreational class, which, by the way, I will never call aerial recreational ever again. And and it was like this love at first sight, like love at first touch or something about the silks. And like, I have never had any interest in any kind of sport growing up. I'm okay with swimming, but I've never been on a team. I've never been on anything like that. And so, so when I touched the silk, something in me was like, this is different. And so anyways, I took a class for a month and I enjoyed it. And then, but I live in the Bay Area in California. And so I came back and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was so lost. So then I started YouTubing, right? Like how to do silk, and your thing popped up, wrap around silks. And yeah, I did those like 3 baby lessons with the bent arm, and which I still am needing to work on. Yeah, so I found you, and then I was like, something about you just felt so familiar and confident and like nurturing. And then just kind of like dating, like when you date someone and you're like, okay, you're someone I should date, but then you end up going and dating some asshole, you know? And so then I went and I took random ass classes, and they're all fine teachers, but like they had no idea where I was at. And so I just was on my own for like a year. But then in the same way, like you were always still there. And then so when I found your podcast and heard about sweet retreats, and of course, circus community is small, right? And so like at these other classes I was taking, they've been on sweet retreats too. Shout out to Carrie K with Casa Chango.
Yes.
And, I was like, oh my God, I need to go. And so when I met you at the airport, like I was so tired because it was a horrible.
You were tired.
That was not how I wanted my first impression.
Well, my first impression to you guys who've never met me is we're in the Houston airport. It's 9:00 in the morning, and I'm having my first cocktail because I have an ear infection and I'm trying to self-medicate because it hurts so bad on the plane. I'm not usually drinking at 9:00 in the morning.
Once we settled in at the retreat center, like I just melted into your arms. Like I just allowed you. And now I'm like nursing on you. Like that sounds so freaking weird, but it's like I have a bosom to go to. So anyway, that's my meet cute with Carrie.
Well, the bottom line is, I mean, I know not all teachers in this world are trying to become professional teachers. I know not all of them are trying to be doing what I'm doing. But at a certain point, I feel like all teachers need to take a certain amount of responsibility for their students' progression.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't necessarily happen across the world in these retail studios.
Yes.
Across the world. Because, you know, they show up, they teach their class. I'm not really about that. I want to see progression. I don't care what I'm teaching. I want to know what you guys are getting.
Yes. But shout out to my teacher here, Sam, at Kinetic Arts. They are incredible. And I just updated them and they were like, you know, we need to get you and your friend Val like into acts. And we love them.
Yeah.
So I do think I have a teacher here that I can lean on. But for sure, Carrie, you are like the mothership. And even more
I am a mom. I'm an aerial mom.
in Mexico. I mean, I do feel like this. I feel like a team, Carrie. Like, I feel like I'm on a sports team. And we,
Our group thread is ridiculous. We're a ridiculous group.
everyone's on the apparatus. Like, the high school little girl in me would just die for this, Carrie. Like, you don't even understand.
Right. To feel a part of that.
Yeah, but I'm like a fucking 38-year-old mom with 3 kids, and that's even more incredible that you can make something like that happen for me. So you're my superhero.
Oh, well, I'm happy to be that. And I want to expand that.
I ate all of it.
You ate all of your yogurt? Was it delish? Okay. Your face looks crazy. She's got yogurt all over her face.
Okay, I'm drinking my protein.
You know, I want to expand that because I was talking to Carrie Piquet about different students that I can curate for that particular experience because it is a very particular experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's off the grid. If you're looking for something where you can like lay in a hammock and read a real book and shut out the world and choose or not choose to be on your phone, it's a great place to do that.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
You got to poo the yogurt out? Go for it. I support this. I believe in you. Get it all out. Oh my God, there's a lot of poo talk. We're going to do all these stories, Phoebe. We're going to do all these stories. So the other great thing is it ended up happening that every single client of mine that was on this trip with us was California, I think.
Oh, no way.
Except for one. No, because Elaine is now going to be in California. So you guys have 3 of you guys in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
The SF peeps. So you guys have each other. I hope you guys see Elaine.
Yeah, I already told her to come to Kinetic for sure.
Yeah. And she's going to have an easier time finding an aerial fam in her new city because I have a client moving from Georgia to SF. And I think that's one of the hardest things about moving to be like a recreational or professional aerialist when you're moving is to find a new tribe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or to find a tribe, period.
Period.
Even if you're not moving. It's important. And then my LA people, they have their tribe. They've lost their mother and father, mother being me, father being Amanda Ritchie, because Amanda's just left too. So they're still crying about it. But
inspired again, like you reawaken and spark all of us.
I love it. And it was like such a good trip to focus on aerial. Like you wake up, you have your food cooked for you, and you just get to go to class. And then maybe go to the beach later. It was fantastic.
It was like you made it what you want it to be. And I found that my muscles just like, yes, we were dying. And you know what's funny is on the way to the airport, Marcel, he was one of our staff, like on the staff at Casa Changa, he was saying to me that our particular retreat was more intense. I mean, it's already called an intensive, but he was saying it was more intense because usually they have like 3 hours of training in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's like a yoga or it's like crap
contortion or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and so for us it was like double, and that's why he was laughing that all of us came back like zombies, like came back like oh. was like,
Well,
"Hey, it's not
yeah.
complete." It's like we are literally being pushed to the absolute limit. So we're like shitting out of our pants and
We also all
everything.
had a bit of the Mexican handshake.
It's like
Yeah.
weekend, but the best.
Well, because I talked to Carrie Kay, and a lot of times there's either a 1 or 2 apparatus retreat, all silks or all trapeze and hoop. But because I wanted to do three apparatuses and make it an aerial dance retreat, so not every session was so much teaching, but we were up in every session. We were in the aerial. And I know that my students want to be in the air more than they want to do yoga, more than they want to do contortion. So we did aerial in every session. You guys got through it.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought you just wanted to torture us. Or I thought you wanted us to like change our mindset on Lara or Hannah.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to even up for you guys, like the people who are not as comfortable on one apparatus to get comfortable. Because I think those 3, they're so common in our studios and stuff. Like there should be a little bit of a broad base of knowledge. Yeah. But no, the decision was more because I know my LA students more than I knew the 3 of you guys from SF. And I know they want a chance to be in the air every single session. I know that. Like even when I talked about it after the fact you guys were already so sore, they're like, no, I still want the opportunity to get up there.
Yeah.
And to learn something.
And it's like you hurt in different places because like Lara, to me, it's not as like puzzle as like a silk. But it's just more painful. Like, oh my God, my back is going to die, or my hip bones. And then hammock is like, okay, it's not as hard on the upper body, but you have to spin. So it's like, pick your poison.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, listeners, I went easy on them with conditioning. I went easy on them with spinning because I knew this. Yeah. I knew that the work week is going to be hard because a lot of you guys are 40-hour-a-week people and you go to class once, twice, max 3 times a week. So now we're doing 6-ish hours, 4.5 to 6 hours of aerial a day, including the photo shoots.
Yeah, I know.
For 5 to 6 days in a row.
Because if he add up all the hours, and I only go once a week for like an hour and half.
Oh my God, it's so much more than what you're used to.
Or my partner was saying like it's basically like a month of aerial in one day.
In a week. Yeah. I just wrote a blog about it, and the sentence I used was, it's like drinking out of a fire hose, an aerial intensive is, if it's a week long. Even if it's 3 days, it's still. I'm about to do one at the end of, like in the beginning of the fall at NECA. It's 11-hour silk submersion. So in 3 days, you're doing 11 hours of aerial. Yeah. That's a lot.
But then your body also like kicks
exponentially. Yeah.
And then right now, I feel like I could go again. Like I'm not sure. Like I actually was just practicing on my rig yesterday, and I feel like my hips are changing. Like my hip flexors. It's almost like if I went back again, I think I would even accelerate even more, even
faster. Also, you did the smart thing, which, and this is not for everybody. Like I didn't need 3 massages, but Phoebe got 3 massages, and because it's Mexico, it's affordable-ish.
Yeah.
So you like did some incredible work for yourself, like to get that much body work in 1 week, to get that much workout in 1 week. It's such a luxury as an adult.
Yeah, well, and
I think so.
Solomon, the aerial massage whisperer, I think it also helped that he did aerial, so he understands the aerial body and the needs it has, and then it helped to have you go like, work on the quads and the hamstrings, and so it really takes like a team. Like it takes, and I think that's why it's so important to keep aerial sustainable, because there's so many different needs that. The more you make it a practice and not a recreational thing, it's like your lifestyle, And so I think having that true sense of community is what's going to make aerial sustainable and something that people can do lifelong. Like legit, I want to do it lifelong, Carrie.
I mean, it keeps us young. It keeps our hearts young. I'm convinced that even with my genes and my immaturity, I would be more aged now. If I wasn't doing all this, there's something about it. It keeps your soul young. It keeps your body super in shape. I mean, you're lifting your own body weight every single time you train, which is not the case even if you lift heavy in the gym, you know?
Mother too, like it's so versatile. It could be like sexy and feminine and strong, and then it could be like silly and playful. Having my 5-year-old do a little, I find it very like emotionally regulating for my 5-year-old when he's having a tantrum. I'll be like, go cocoon outside, and
Oh, yeah.
himself in there and has a moment, and it's like honestly, it's the best thing for kids. I think every kid should do aerial too.
Bean was doing aerial this morning because I had a private that I was teaching, and she's with me since it's the summer. Phoebe, okay, I've got questions for you. From a technical standpoint, with silks, with hoop, with hammock, what did you learn this week that stayed with you?
I learned that body awareness is very critical in the success or the forward movement of aerial. And it's not just like for me, I just want to do it kind of person. But I think I learned the discipline of watching and watching how people move their bodies and watching you demonstrate and then really letting that sink in. And then I almost feel like it would be great if I could do more floor work where I'm just snapping on the floor. And I saw that Carrie Kay actually did that in some of her lessons where you don't expend all your energy holding yourself up, except instead you expend your energy in like thinking about the wraps and things like that. But I think the first 2 days I went really hard and wanted to do every single sequence. And then I kind of burnt out. And so I'm glad I took a rest. But then when I came back again, it was more mindful. And like what you said, it's like do it not 2 times, but 100 times. And so that's something I'm thinking now. And if aerial is about a practice and not about just like hitting every milestone as fast as you can, but like really enjoying and embracing and being present to it, then, even like a hip key that's done beautifully can feel more successful than just getting up there, doing it really fast, and then being totally out of breath. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Phoebs and I had a lot of discussions because the other, 11 students there, they had been trained under me for over a year probably. Mm-hmm. And they're still beginners, but they had that foundation that I already gave them. So they were already coming from that place. Whereas Phoebe, she's had some great training, but she hasn't necessarily had like I'd say like your practice was kind of thin underneath you because you take in information all the time with classes, but whether or not you absorb it is the question, right?
Right.
Whether or not your body absorbs it.
Right.
So I talked to her a lot about learning versus absorbing versus mastering, which is the 100 times or more.
Yeah.
And that absorbing even one thing in a week of the intensive, like, it's really easy to get overwhelmed with the sheer amount of crap I'm throwing at you because I'm being paid to give an intensive. Like, It's not like weekly class. If I had you in weekly class, I wouldn't be like shoveling all this stuff at you.
Right.
Every single day. And there's some more advanced people in the room, and they need to be challenged in that way. So, and we're all in the same room. Mm-hmm. So, the other thing that I looked at your body, and you're like telling me that you're having trouble doing an inversion with straight legs. And I look at your legs, and your quads don't necessarily know to turn on, and they're also tight and weak. I'm like, oh, well. So she got her massaged. She got her quads and hip flexors massaged a lot. And, start telling her muscles to actually do it when she's up there. And like abracadabra, you were just able to do it.
Yeah, it's totally true. Yeah.
What was that experience like to like just tell your body to do something and it did it?
Yeah, I think it is being patient with your body and being attuned and then giving it the rest that it needs. And again, embracing learning and not just like try. And then to really condition. I think if you condition before, then when you get up there, like even when I did push-ups before I went up to invert, it helps so much, And I think about the few times that I I did open studio alone, and okay, this is a good warning to not do open studio alone if you're not conditioned well, because that's how you injure yourself, and it's not just about like going up there and doing a sequence. It's like we stretched for goddamn like the 45 minutes, and then we
Oh, that's so luxurious.
I mean, yeah, like I was telling my friend Val that it's very hard for me to enjoy warming up. Like I think it's such a waste of time. And I know that's not true. And I think I learned that a lot at this retreat to know that is part of the process, and that if you warm up, that's how you will do better in the air. And I know it's like duh, but I don't know why. Maybe it's something you could speak to. And I don't think it's just impatience, but there's something about warm up that just feels like a nag. And I want to embrace the warm up. Like,
Well, I think there's two parts of it. Three things I'd like to say about that. First of all, you're a mom. So when I'm here in my regular life, I don't get to do that because I don't have time. So that's number one. You have 3 kids. I have 1. But, like we don't have time in our lives. We don't have time within a 90-minute class. Like how long are your classes in SF?
They are an hour and 25, I think.
It's the amount of time we have as moms in our regular lives, not when we're on a retreat. It's the time that the class has. Like I was telling you on the first couple of days that it was so luxurious to teach a 3-hour class. So luxurious because I did not demo a thing until the second hour. So we get in there, we do a little rolling, we do about, 20, 25 minutes of stretch. And then we start conditioning and warming up. Not hard conditioning, just like some incline pull-ups, some tucks, some inversions in the knot. And by then, your body is ready. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could do this all the time.
Yeah.
And a full cool down, too.
Conversely, too, to roll out afterwards. Like, I remember
Oh my God, yeah.
where everyone went to lunch, and my body was like, I would really enjoy you stretching me out, And in that beautiful view where you see the ocean and the trees, and you hear the cicadas, I'm like, oh. Like I'm actually, so maybe it's just time. It's like that space,
Well, mental space, physical space, and like actual just time to stick around. I don't know about you, like it was way different before I was mom. I had much more time. I have studio space. I have access because I'm a teacher and I'm staff. I can stay there, but not anymore. So here my time is so condensed. There it was just so expansive. Also, I don't have to cook my own lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would finish that 3-hour class and get in line and pick up a plate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just luxury beyond luxury to me.
Right. Like there isn't this responsibility, and you just need to show up and there's food.
And there's like healthy vegetables and protein cut up and seasoned and cooked, and you just put it on your plate. I'm just like, I was like, what? Carrie Kay is a genius. That's her whole life. She just goes to lunch. She doesn't have to grocery shop. She doesn't drive. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm now addicted to like the retreat structure, just to have that for a week or two of my year.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that. Maybe definitely Casachanga again. I'm not sure when, but definitely there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see that being. And then, maybe other places, and, they're popping up all over the world. So let's talk about aerial community, because previous to the retreat, how would you characterize what you had as of an aerial community?
0.
Okay, so you felt like an aerial orphan with you and your one friend, basically.
With my one friend, Val.
Val's awesome. Val was there. So I really think that having aerial community is what keeps people in it. Because, I don't know, can you, from your perspective?
Yeah, I think that, in anything, you need to have community, but I feel like because aerial is so intense and it requires so much of your body, it hurts. Like you're in physical pain a lot. You're bruised up, you're sore, you're going to the chiropractor, you're going to the PT. Like it's so physical. And if you don't have someone that understands that pain and then the gain, then you feel like, what am I doing this for? Especially if you're not going to be, a professional, circus performer, then you feel like, what's the gain from this? And then you feel like this is all a wash. And I think I did feel like that in the beginning until I met my one friend, Val, and then I started to talk to some more people in the classes and learn like, oh, it's not just me that feels this way. And especially even listening to your podcast where even the performers that are up
Feel that way.
exactly
Yeah.
the same. And so we need to all not feel alone in this. And we need to all know that there's pain. Like I often hear teachers and students saying like, it's really hard. It's just really hard, and there's no way around it. But then just by acknowledging this goes, okay, let me rest. Let me try again, Yeah.
I feel like it's part of my responsibility as a professional teacher to not just teach, but to cultivate community. Not just for my own pocketbook, because obviously more consistent students I get, my classes are fuller and I make more money. But not just for that, but for everybody. Like,
beautiful thing, but I don't think every teacher has that.
well, I think it's personality too. I'm like a ridiculous person. I'm a ridiculous person. So my college professor, who's my mentor, still my mentor, he said something to me when I was a freshman and it stuck. He's like, I don't just have to teach you. I have to be entertaining for you to absorb it.
Oh.
And I'm like, is that true overall? And he's like, I think so. I think so. That's why people don't want to ingest news. They want to be entertained by it. You have to be entertained to a certain degree to hang out, or else you're just in math class as a 14-year-old try to like learn algebra. Like why would you choose to do that? Like there has to be.
Well, they have this term called edutainment, so that's kind of.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I'm a teacher myself, and I find that the best teachers, and this is what I strive for as a teacher, although I'm currently not in the public school system anymore, which could be a whole other podcast on a different podcast. But it's that you help your students find what they shine in, and then just let them go off, like you find that spark and then you light it, you ignite it. And I think what's wrong with teachers, or what's lacking in teachers, is that they have no desire to find the spark in their students because they lost the spark themselves. And I see in you as a teacher that sees spark in their students and light it. Like when I had that question and I'm just kind of casually saying like, well, what about this and this? And you're like, well, let's sit down and talk at lunch. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just put it on my phone. And you're like, no, I want to get a pen and a pencil and write this shit down. And then like, I freaking want to frame that 12.
I'm glad I didn't mess any of my writing up, because I was like, look, there's too much stuff being thrown at you. My students that you see around you at this retreat, they learn these 10 things over 2 years. And that's why they have ability in the air now.
What I'm saying is that you see that spark in me, that like wanting to learn, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have, as teachers, we call it a teachable moment. You're like, here's a teachable moment for Phoebe. And that really sat so deeply in me that now that's going to be such a foundational block for me and something I could keep going back to. And that's what makes you like an incredible teacher, because you see the students' needs and you meet them as best as you can. And you're not like a hired hand. Like I never felt that way with you. And you could easily just do that. Like, I'm awesome. I perform worldwide. I'm embracing you with my presence, but you're not like that. You're like, let's hang out. And now I have diarrhea for days and we're going to talk about it.
My butt needed to dry out. You guys, I think I drank some of the lagoon water accidentally when I went swimming at night. We did a night swim.
But it was just luminescent lagoon.
Yeah, it was magical. But I think it ended up in my mouth, and I think that's what happened. What, Bean? I ended up drinking some ocean water, I think, and I think that's what gave me the diarrhea, to be honest. Because I was really careful about not drinking water out of the tap or, letting it in my
It
mouth.
got all of us.
It got all of us. So us Americans, we're like tulips, we're like delicate flowers. From my end, I feel like I don't even get to do that enough. And it works in my benefit that so many of my students at the retreat have spent so much time with me, because I feel like, okay, I've done that for them. I don't need to do it right today necessarily. But for even Val, I ended up like leaving her this long ass voice text after we got back, because I didn't get to talk to her about her next steps in her aerial, because you and I talked about how Val had been hesitating on doing like a showcase at her studio or something. And so I gave her a whole talk on that about how if she wants to, I think it's time to level up. Level it up, Biash.
Yeah, I mean, look at you though. Look at how you invest in your students. Like, that's just so incredible. I feel like you need to be a teacher of aerialist teachers, on top of what you do.
Yeah, one day, like I have a teacher training that I'm still writing and I'm still trying to tweak. But one day, it's just it's like all the projects that I have in the air, it's kind of on the back burner right now because everything else is moving, blah blah blah. But I was so happy to meet you guys and have the luxury of all that time to spend with a new student of mine. You're not a new student, but you're new to me. And to have a whole week, to have that many times in the air, to like practice being with you, like, and you understanding my vocabulary, how I say things, and me understand what your body's doing. Well, here's one question I had. So you guys did aerial photo shoots. You did 2 in the week. You did a night and a day. Oh, this is so pretty. She's got Barbie dolls that, what's what the mom task of mine that's the least favorite?
Barbie dolls?
Dressing them. It's so fingers, bad.
Right? It always gets stuck on the bone.
Oh, their fingers. And that's what this is like a glove. And I'm just like, oh my God, she's a mommy, help me. Of course she needs help. Like, you need a PhD to put on this damn Barbie glove. Like, legitimately. No. Just saying, you guys. It's like mom problems, 100%. Okay, so you did 2 photo shoots. And what I've been reminded of as well, I learned things too on this trip, is that I'm so cocky. I'm such a cocky person recently. As I get closer to 50, I've become the cockiest person I've ever met. Like, I'm really good at directing photo shoots, and I forget about this. But I got to realize this again. Pump myself up. That's right. Pump myself up. And then, of course, because the universe is the way it is, I have my brain there. And the first thing Dara does is she sends me an email. She's like, hey, there's a person that wants photo shoot direction. I'm sending them to you because I can't do it. I was like, okay, well, here we go. But you did 2 photo shoots. You've already seen the pictures. What'd you learn?
I learned that it takes a lot of effort to look a certain way. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy to be a model. It's very draining because it's almost like acting. Because you're holding a pose and your body is arched in this way and your eyes need to look a certain way. And so you need to think a certain way and you can't be passive about it. And everything in your body is actually very active. And then you don't realize this, but behind the camera, there's like a team of people kind of cheering you on, or they're directing you. And so you kind of have to listen, like, who should I listen to? Who shouldn't I listen to?
I didn't think about that. Are you like blocking some people out?
Or someone's being funny, and you laugh in that moment because you need to be serious. And then there's like 20,000 bugs on you because it's at night and you're in the middle of a jungle. And so it's so funny because the pictures come out and they look so effortless and relaxed.
Yeah. And that's the point. You want to look effortless and relaxed.
Yeah. So now I have a great, great appreciation for any model, for what they're doing, especially people who are doing something active. And then I have appreciation for, the photographer, for the work that they do. And then for like the cheerleaders and the team that like does the light and presses the thing. Like even I had a chance to help out with the camera work a little bit. And like, if I don't say touch at the right time, then I mess up that moment. It's a lot of work and it's teamwork. Yeah, I learned that.
I mean, I think that it's one of these things that you don't really that you can't understand fully until you do it yourself. Because I can say to you guys all day long, photo shoots are fucking hard. But until you're the person posing, it just doesn't. It's not going to sink in because it's like, oh my God, the fabric is digging into me. This is holding a pose that is already uncomfortable, and then you're holding it for like 10 times the amount of time you would ever hold anything.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. I'm giving out.
And then, okay, so the one takeaway, I think the one thing that I said that actually stuck with Janet Nancy, she's going to be on our podcast soon too, because she was really uncomfortable in the moment, and I said, a picture is forever. None of this matters. Like, I don't care how uncomfortable you are. Like,
her came out so gorgeous. Wow. Bombshell. Smoker.
Oh, her pictures? Yeah. Today, Carrie, like my attitude is I will do anything for a picture. I'll starve myself for a week. I'll like douse myself in like paint. I'll do anything for a good picture because it literally 10 years, 20 years later, you're like, damn, that was a good picture. Yeah. The light is right. Like the vibe is right. Like the vibes have to be right? Yeah. Like the energy has to be right. And you learn this over time. The next time you do a photo shoot, it's going to be that much better because you have all this muscle memory and like understanding of how we do it. And it was very interesting for me to guide you guys as a group through that process. We did 4 total, and it was exhausting. And the next day, you're supposed to roll into class, or right after, eat breakfast and roll into class and do a 3-hour aero class when normally you take 1 class a week. It's a lot.
Yeah. And then the second photo shoot, so one is at night, which you're like tired, right? And then one's in the early morning, which I almost missed. So shout out to Mar, who was like, get your ass up. Literally rolled out of bed, like threw on my outfit and just got on the silks. And thankfully it turned out okay. But like your body's not warmed. You didn't stretch. You're not in that mind frame and you just have to get there. Like you have 5 minutes to nail it, And so yeah, it's so hard. It's so mental,
Yeah. And you guys got a taste of what it's like to be a professional performer, because that's the case a lot of the times where you're like the gig, you didn't get enough sleep, the flight was terrible, and you just got to like literally pull it out of your ass.
So hard.
You guys got like a taste of that. And the thing is you did it. And so it's just practice for that. Next time you have a showcase that you're doing, especially being a mom, like things go awry. Like your kids have, you didn't get all the practice you wanted. You didn't get the stretch you needed because your kids were all crawling at you and there was like fires you need to put out. And then you have like a performance that you invested time and money in, and you got to make it as good as you can.
Well, I have a question, because what if you have anxiety, which I think we talked about this.
Oh my God, I have so much anxiety in my life. Yeah.
How do you get yourself together? Because like it would go perfectly if everything went according to plan and your body feel like, what if you woke up and your eye just like swelled up and you have no idea why, and you're about to like climb this super high pole or something. It's like, it's not like medically dangerous, but you're going to be uncomfortable. Like, how do you deal? Because as a performer of years and years, like, have you had moments where things go awry and you just have to, is it about pushing through? Is it about like, you say a prayer? Like, how do you cope? And then how does the show still go on?
In every single instance, I did a combination of all of that to get through it. And my anxiety always lands right into my gut. And that is, I've talked about this a lot in this podcast. That is the reason why I've, slightly retired from performing, because it was just so stressful having very, very unpredictable IBS. But there were times where my back froze up, or when you like you kind of strain your neck and you can't even drive.
You can't turn. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can't turn your head. And I've been like that the morning of a performance. And I'm not one to take muscle relaxers. Like, you just have to take all your tools, put them to use, and make it work. And most of the time, 99% of the time, you make it work, and then you practice making it work. And then over time, it gets easier to make it work. But I've been practicing performing since I was 5.
Like, are you crying inside though? Like,
not crying, more like panicking. Just not better.
oh yeah. I think that
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
hear about like performance anxiety, because that's something that obviously is coming up for some of our teammates, as if I could call them that. Like, they want to do it, but it's like this fear, How do you get over that?
Yeah, it's trial by fire. You just have to. Like, my one of my favorite stories I've told on this podcast before is that right after I broke my leg and I was recovered, and like doctors signed the note that says I can work again, I got a call and I got put on a tour, and they had 30-foot rigs I hadn't trained on before, like super, super intimidating job. And I was scared. I was scared every single night inside, not talking about it necessarily to my coworkers. But I pushed through it, and I got over my fears pretty freaking fast because I pushed through it. But that was extreme.
Wow.
That's extreme. When it comes to like just pushing through things, I mean, I would say the last Thursday and Friday of me teaching, that was kind of in that same category, because I was peeing out my butt. And I was like, okay, it could be worse. There's a bathroom literally 10 feet away. I have very understanding clients, but I still have a job to do. And I'm going to do the job to the best of my abilities. So you guys saw me. I was like in the fetal position on the floor, talking through, and then next minute going up because I felt like I could do it, and then come down like 5 minutes later, realizing like, okay, that was rough, but I did it. It's just micro. I think about it as like, you're in like a maze, and you just have to go the next step, and the gate closes behind you, and you did it, and you can erase it in your brain. That's how I think.
One foot in front of the other, right?
Yeah. One foot in front of the other. Door closes behind you. You did it. Don't worry. It's behind you. You don't have to worry about it again. And then it's the next one. So,
a silk analogy where you go like, put one foot in front of the other. Okay, that didn't work. Put one foot in front of the other. Okay, and then.
Yeah. And to know that like there's other elements that are not there making it worse, and be thankful for that. Like,
when that material is so. It's so encompassing of life. It goes beyond a sport, an art. It's like discipline. It teaches you life skills. It teaches you coping.
It teaches you can do anything. Like, I don't have that problem in my life at this point after all the moments of like, can I do this? Oh yeah, of course I can do this. It's just not going to be super easy right now.
Yeah.
Like same for you guys. Of course you can do whatever you put your mind to, if you do the steps. And then the people like me just give you the guidance you need to do the steps so that you're not confused about it.
And if I could just say a quick testament to my recovery, Ariel.
Oh, please, yes.
Such a big part of it, because prior to that, I had these really unhealthy coping skills, and they were always fleeting and not lasting. And when I found Ariel, that when I was in Boston, it was never, I think a lot of coping skills we have, especially for me, it's external, but Ariel is the one thing that was internal for me, even though it's external in that you're doing something and you could perform it. And I didn't do it to perform. I did it to see if my body can go upside down. I did it to see if I could lift myself up, and it was always internal, and it was this internal satisfaction and this internal drive, which I think we all need. And I think maybe as women, I don't know, maybe with society has conditioned us to find things external to validate us. And I feel like in Ariel, it was and continues to be like an internal validation for myself. I mean, it's great when your friends cheer you on, but it's even greater when you're like, I did it for myself and nobody. you know? So even if I never perform aerial for anybody, it still feeds me. But the bonus is if I get to be at a point where I could perform for others, then that's cool. But that internal gratification, that internal growth is already there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And that every skill is like an example of, oh, you can do that. You can do hard things. And to give yourself that feeling over and over and over and over, every time a skill gets harder, you get introduced to a new skill and you're able to learn it, absorb it, master it. The confidence that it gives you, that it can give you, you know, it's incredible. Like
it's life.
even
Like I'll have a bad
it's
day at work, and then I'll be so frustrated, and I wouldn't want to go to aerial because I'm tired. I don't want to drive because it's a drive here. You have to drive to get to these classes, and then I'll go there. I'll get there, and then once I get on the silk and I do a thing, I'm like, okay, I did that. Like if I could do that inversion and that, you know, knee hang, that means I could go back to work and I could deal with my boss, or you know what I mean? It helps
yeah.
every aspect of life. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it wasn't for this obsession, then I wouldn't have a job. If it wasn't for everybody around me obsession of it, I wouldn't be able to make a career out of this. So I'm grateful for that. So yeah, even, you know, here in San Antonio, it's very different because so many people are like, what's that? That sounds wild. And I'm like, no, it's life changing. I had a client who just came in, and I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's very personal to her, but she hadn't had an experience with exercise that made her feel good since she could remember. Like it was just Monday. It was just Monday.
Yeah, story of my life. I never found anything. Do you think do you think aerial is like the unicorn, or do you think every sport could be that way? Because I don't know. Aerial just feels like it's infinite. Whereas like swimming, I don't know. I think there's like there's like a plateau.
Well, I think that a couple of things make it unique, and it would be unique to also like horseback riding. I've been told that sport, it's very, very hard to think about anything else while you're doing it. So I think that's unique for that, because there's something that 99% of the people I've seen do aerial, they are not physically able to mentally think about anything else while they're out there.
Yeah.
Including me. Like I might be able to think about my kid right when I'm coming off or right before I go on, but not during. So I think that makes it stand alone. I think because it is a combination between art and sport, it stands alone. Because even if you're like really into pickleball, it's not an art. You can't make it into an art. Like swimming, you can. Gymnastics, you can make it into an art. So maybe those have you know, what's the word? There's commonalities there. I also think that like gymnastics has commonalities, but gymnastics is not reliable and rational for adults.
Right.
Almost all adults I know who take adult gymnastics class get hurt because I don't know if it's made for older humans that haven't started as kids.
Oh yeah. See, and me, I missed that window as a kid. And so yeah, aerial, I mean, I'm lucky that I found a sport where as an adult I can still do, because you're right. I think I did kind of wanted to do adult gymnastics, and if you don't get that back bend, you know, you're screwed.
Or you're just limited to what you do. I mean, there's a couple of my students who are very like already professional aerialists, and they go to a tumbling situation class. You know, they did gymnastics before, and they're like, oh my God, I hurt more than anything else I ever did on aerial. Because it's so impactful on your joints and so impactful on your body. So I do think it's not by itself the only unicorn, but aerial is a unicorn for those reasons that set them apart. I mean, even CrossFit, which people get super, super obsessed with, because the gains, you know, it's like there's always that aspect of aerial and CrossFit or sports like that. There's muscle growth. There's flexibility progression. There's like things that you can see, touch, and feel in your body that have changed. So that's obsessive. You know, you can get obsessive about that. But again, CrossFit is a community and it's progressive for the body, but it's not an art.
Right. Yeah. And I think that part really, as someone who's a creative, that matters.
Yeah,
I
it matters.
want to be creating. I want to be telling a story. It sounds so cheesy, but I do, you know?
Yeah.
And so when you're singing, and I've been told I sing okay. So like I sang to Eddie, the chef guy, and then
Oh my God, you're so cute.
everyone in class was like, who is singing in the kitchen? And so for me as a singer, I know partially why I'm a good singer is because they believe in what I'm singing. It's not just because I'm singing in the right pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's that feeling, it's that expression. And so I feel with Ariel is the same thing. Like one of my dreams, Carrie, is to do a act where I sing while I am on the silks.
Oh, girl, you're gonna need a lot of conditioning for that. You're gonna have to like run on a treadmill and sing as well for your training.
I'll train.
I love this. Oh my God, I had something else to say. What was it? Oh, Jesus. You were singing to Eddie. He was the guy who made us breakfast. I love the staff at Casa Chango.
It was the most hilarious thing. We talked about a lot. I'm surprised we didn't talk about poop. Was it about poop?
Oh my God. You know what? I guess I'm going to save our poop talk for either Janet Nancy or
I
Sloan.
just got over it, so don't activate or trigger it.
I will be talking about, oh my God, I think Sloan, our friend Sloan, she's a YouTube influencer. She's going to talk, I think that she's setting up like a live YouTube live and she's going to talk about poop the whole time.
I'm good to skip that, but I am always here to preach Ariel. Do you see my shirt? I made it.
Climb, rap, drop, repeat. I love it. Oh my God, Pheebs. I'm glad we did this so soon after because I miss you.
And this was so like, I still can't believe this is happening, Carrie. My sensei and everything. So
Okay, you cut out a little bit. What can't you believe?
I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe I'm on your podcast. Like a year ago, I was listening to your podcast and I went on a trip with you that I heard about on your podcast and we're talking like we've been friends and you've been my teacher my whole life. And
listeners out there, like people always say, they're like, because yes, I'm on podcast, you're listening to me, you guys know me, I don't know you, but like, I would want to know you. That's the bottom line. I have so much more space in my heart for new students. I know. She beheaded my Barbie doll, by the way. That's an Asian Barbie doll. And that poor girl's head is somewhere in this room. Okay, the thing I wanted to say about Pilates versus aerial, and I've been teaching Pilates longer than I've been teaching aerial. I will never love Pilates the same way. I'm sorry. I love Pilates, but it's not the same. It's just a passe bean, a headless passe. Because it's not an art. It's a technique. It's a exercise. It's ballet without the fun part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like the conditioning. But the conditioning gets you to do the fun things. And that's why, again, Ariel inspires me to condition. Because if I don't do, like my goal is to do pull-ups, which I'm very close, I think. I'm doing the negatives. And so to all the moms out there, if you can't do a pull-up yet, it's okay. But just keep trying because I'm in that same boat. If I can keep conditioning, then I can keep growing in my aerial practice, And the thing is, back to speaking to the moms out there, like if you're like me in your late 30s, about to hit your 40s, like our muscles are going to start to, for lack of a better word, deteriorate. And so that bone density, and as a petite Asian woman, our bone density goes down. And my chiropractor said that cardio is not enough to keep our bone density. So you have to build muscle. And I can only build muscle if it's fun, And so aerial is keeping me alive. And the reality is, like, if we don't exercise, if we don't get stronger, we're just going to get weaker and we're going to stop we're going to just, our vitality is going to go away. And so it's so important that I found something that keeps me living, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get yoked, you guys. Isn't it so sexy to see a woman over 40, over 50 with like incredible arms? I feel like that's like the next flex, like the biggest flex.
I don't even look at breasts anymore. I just look at the back and the definition. And another thing I'll say is I used to feel like if I was dressing with exposing my body that I felt kind of skanky. But I feel like the stronger I get, if I'm wearing, like right now, I'm not ashamed. I'm wearing like a high, what is this called? What is
like a crop top?
But I don't feel skanky. Like I don't feel like I'm trying to look like a high schooler. I feel like I'm looking like a strong woman that understands how to hold her body, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wouldn't even bat an eye if someone was to make a comment at me or like catcall, because I'll be like, yeah, I know I look good, It's something new. Do you know what I mean? It's such a different confidence in that it's not even about being sexy. It's like this feminine strength. And I think that is so missing in a lot of us as moms. We lose that vitality, because we're like in yoga pants all day. Nothing wrong with yoga pants, but that mentality of like, I'm strong, I'm feminine, I'm sexy, I'm confident. I don't think most moms can say that, but like thanks to Ariel and this community that I've built and people like you, I can say that. And
yeah.
It doesn't just boost my self-esteem. It just gives me so much more to make life meaningful and life-giving.
You are well on your way to being as obnoxiously cocky as I am by 48.
Well, my teachers are intermediate. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. Oh, Pheebs, I love this. And we didn't even broach the topic of your boys and how they, were renting space in your body 3 times. So like, we got to do that. We'll do another one with you just so I can see you every once in a while, since you live in SF and I'm in Texas now. But also I'm going to be in LA at the end of the year. Maybe you'll come down. Maybe I'll talk you into coming down for that. But also, yeah, you're coming to LA, Bean, or maybe I can come to SF. We have to just plan a workshop. Now that I have my brain in this workshop place. Yeah, I can come to SF and do a workshop there. Bean, don't worry. I'm not always going to leave you. Sometimes you're going to come with me, but you have to learn how to let me teach all the students when you're there. This morning, she said to me, I want to be more important to her than her.
Oh, wow.
Hey, she looked at my client with stank eyes.
What she needs. And you are such a wonderful mom, by the way. You teach your kids how to articulate their feelings and how to grow and empathy. And that's also what makes you such a great teacher.
Oh, thank you. And this one has the patootiest 3 boys. Oh my God, did they just hug you forever when you got back?
Actually, they were like, hey, what's up?
I'm cutie patootie.
You're a cutie patootier more than anybody else?
Yes.
Come here. Say hi to Pheebs.
Do I say bye?
Yeah, you can.
Bye.
It was nice to meet you, Bean. Keep doing Ariel.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and a review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digident Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is The Expecting Aerialist.